Welcome to Playing with the Paranormal. I'm Kate Wolf.
We're back. I'm Chris Kelly.
And I'm CG Wolf. What's up, y'all?
And we're going to get into the first topic, which is about mediums, people who can communicate with people who have passed. I not only believe that there are mediums out there, I somewhat have the gift of talking to people who have passed. And I know you know this because I have talked to someone who you were very close with, and then he passed. He was kind of skeptical about this with me when we first reconnected as adults, because we were besties in middle school, but then we reconnected.
Why don't we tell
I
that
thought you were
story?
nut ass when we reconnected.
You what?
I
Or
thought
nut-ass?
you were nut ass.
Yeah,
when
'cause-
Oh,
we
you thought she was
reconnected.
crazy?
Well, I had a lot of
did, yeah.
stickers on my car,
Oh,
and I
you were a
had
sticker
very
girl.
short
She
hair.
had short
with
rainbow hair.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I'll
dude.
show
She
you a
was
picture.
fucking.
Wow.
Two things I have to. You said you communicated with him and then he passed?
No, I meant
That doesn't make you a medium.
no.
It just makes you a person.
His
His
Anyway.
good friend who had passed already
okay.
when we became romantic as adults.
Oh, okay.
And he was skeptical that I had this gift that I told him about.
Right.
I also told him I read tarot cards and had psychic abilities. And he liked me, but he wasn't so sure if I was crazy or
Right.
And now he's a warlock.
not. Now he's a
Well,
warlock.
also, what goes into it too is that last time I saw her before that was like 9th, 10th grade, and she was out of my league. She was in my grade, but she was dating the older dudes.
Yeah.
So like she was out of my
Really?
league. So a big part that went into it was like, this is my time now.
Right.
Like she's kind of down, and so I was like,
Right.
I'll put up with this nut
She's
ass
feeling
shit.
like a potato. This is the time to strike.
I was thinking I'll put up with this nut ass shit because
Right.
now
I'll
I can
fix her.
now
I'll
I can
fix
get
her.
with her, and I
he
couldn't
did
back in the
fix me.
day.
Yeah. He fixed you right up.
He did.
But the reason I started to believe her is because she would say that my buddy was coming through to her, and he spoke like nobody else spoke. We lived in a pretty wealthy development growing up, and he called it the Dublin Hunt Hood, and he liked gangster rap, and so like it was a mixture of like a rich white Italian kid with like real hood ebonics, and there was nobody else talked like that, and she didn't know him.
No, but I
So,
did
like,
know him. I wasn't close with
You
him.
knew of him.
I
but, like,
knew
he
him. I
wasn't-
talked to him
She's
sometimes.
just like, you're ruining the story.
Sorry. No, but I'm saying like I did. We went in the same school, but no, I wasn't close.
No.
Oh, it's back where your mic is backwards.
It is
Stop
not
it.
that funny.
Stop
It's
it.
not that funny. Sometimes Kate laughs at people's misfortune where I think it's not exactly, but it just tickles her pink that somebody's mic
Chris,
is
how
upside
the
down.
heck?
It's facing down.
Okay. Now, can we get back to the
So
story?
anyway, Kate did not really know. You did not know Joey.
No,
you
I
knew
didn't
of
kn-
Joey,
Sure.
but he was a grade below, and you weren't even fucking with our grade. You was
was-
out of our stratosphere at that
People in
point.
my grade were a lot of my
So-
good friends.
You was.
I had a older
Creeps
boyfriend,
in.
1 year older.
1 year. Okay, that's good. I was going to say, if he was 32, that's a
No,
problem.
he was 1 year older.
But anyway, she said something the one night. He said, "We the kings." And he used to say like, "Yo, we the kings. This the king seat." He used to not let like the kids sit in the back seat of the bus because he said, "Get out of here. This the king seat." And it was just like things that you would never know to say.
And she said
and
that?
she was saying it. She said,
And she never.
said,
Did you speak to him?
she
in
said
life?
he said like,
I had
remember.
spoken to him, but not like.
Not at length.
No.
Remember,
He never
we the
said to me,
kings.
"We the kings."
We the king-
when
all right.
He said it to me.
But you use that
Through
phrase
spirit.
specifically?
But let me say something.
Yeah, she said something
Yeah.
like he's saying to you right now, remember, we the kings.
Oh,
like
no
keep your
way.
head up. Yeah, and I was like, what?
What? This is
And then-
real, yo.
And then one of these times that he's coming through for her and we're talking, a praying mantis walked up on Kate's foot. I have pictures of it.
Yeah.
It walked onto Kate's foot. We're just taking a walk out in the woods.
And said, we the kings too?
It didn't say anything about this the king seat or anything like that, but it climbed up onto Kate's. It was like, it was weird that was going on, and
Yeah.
I was believing. And then this fucking second thing happened where a praying mantis crawled like all across this street. We were quiet, we were watching it, crawled
Yeah.
onto her shoe.
And he had a cane
And then
going.
like put its hands up like this
Right.
at Kate. And so, and I have pictures on my phone of the shit.
So it was just a series of events.
But that
really,
the praying mantis thing, you can't, say is definitely linked to the Joey thing.
Why
yeah.
not?
But it seemed strange that
Yeah.
it was happening at the same time, because for me, I didn't believe in really any of this shit.
Right.
And the fact that that was all swirling kind of around at the same time, what made me think, at least.
And there were a lot of
think
other
twice about
things
shit.
coming through Joey that I think, it took time, but then also my brother, who does have psychic abilities, but he doesn't normally talk to spirits who have passed. Joey came through to him suddenly and gave him a lot of strong visions about his life. So Joey's spirit is also very active on the other side and
And your
working
bro,
with
your
us to
bro didn't
evolve.
know him either,
No,
right?
my brother
Yeah.
didn't know him though, and so he called kind of shook about it almost and moved at the same time and was like, Joey's clearly watching over you guys and a bunch of his friends. But I think a lot of us have different psychic abilities and they're all different kinds. You can be clairaudient. Now I can't
Isn't it
list all of them.
clairvoyant?
There's clairvoyant,
Oh, there's
and then
different levels?
there's different
Ah,
types of
okay.
psychic abilities that people have, but I think we all are vessels and channels to kind of bring down other information from the other side.
Is it mostly women, more women than men that have these skills or
I don't think
capabilities?
so. I just think in our society, men don't feel as comfortable maybe talking about
makes
it
sense.
because they get called crazy quicker.
Like you were saying about being the warlock, that you'd be made fun of by the steelworkers.
What were you gonna say?
Yeah, he almost said leper, right?
Leprechaun, yeah.
Leprechaun.
Sorry, I'm the leprechaun. Look, short legs. I do the jig.
Wait, let me see them.
Yeah, they're right here. Look, Zona. Look, I could just barely reach the floor.
Yeah, with you next to your giant gallon.
I want to tie this into another topic I've written
Please.
down, though. There is a man named Bashar. Well, actually, his name's
I don't-
Daryl Anka.
Yeah, that's convenient.
And he channels a being, an alien, who it is him in another parallel life
Yeah.
as an alien. But he channels this being and the information. There are tons of Bashar videos on YouTube,
Yep.
TikTok, Instagram.
not a fan.
But you're not a fan. I
Nope.
think he channels such great in-tune information. He and some others, Teal Swan, she doesn't channel as much as he does. She just has a lot of knowledge that she channels as Teal Swan herself. But there are some people that when I had my spiritual awakening, I guess about 15 years ago, 14 years ago, they were some of the people I really listened to that helped me wake up and understand the world we live in.
Yeah. So Bashar, I'm not a fan of that guy. He's weird. And I'll tell you another thing. You know what it's like? You know Judge Judy, how she's so demeaning to people? Like, if Judge Judy ever spoke to me the way she speaks to people in that courtroom, I'd crack open a can of whoop ass on that woman. She's out of control.
You would assault an old lady?
Yeah,
Wait.
I'd get a pardon, pre-pardon, because she's rude. She's obnoxious.
How do
I
you
like this
obtain
crack
pre-
open a can of whooping.
I have
pardon?
friends in high places. So the point is, the story is,
for
just
assaulting an
how
old woman?
offensive
You
she
think
is.
There's a man
Yeah.
or woman out there who is in a position of power that's going to go, Chris, here you go. You can assault a woman, a Judge Judy, an old lady, no less. This is
Wait,
concerning.
guys,
I'm
I
just-
literally had a dream 2 weeks ago with Judge Judy.
Yeah, isn't that
And
something?
she was doing some weird, sinister stuff.
Yep, because she's evil.
So then I took Judge Judy and drained all of her blood.
Oh
I
my
vampired
God.
Judge Judy.
High five that. What's up?
Time out.
Remember I told you that and you were
did.
like weird. I was like, yo, last night I freaking drained Judge Judy like a vampire.
And I was like, yeah,
you
listen,
know
I
she
gotta go to
sucks.
work.
Yeah, right. I gotta go cut
I
a
was
bridge
like,
down.
listen, I have a job to go to.
Yeah.
We could maybe
That's a
talk
great
about the
Sorry,
story.
Judge Judy, but you said that and I was like, wait, no, I literally
You see what I mean? That's the tuning in that we're talking about.
Yeah.
You want to continue? You want to punch
Yeah, so
Judge Judy
so
in the face?
Bashar, so as demeaning as Judge Judy is to people, Bashar, when he goes into this other alien being that he is, okay, he does the same thing. He talks in a very demeaning way, like just rude. Talks down to people. I don't like it. You could be a friendly alien. You could be a little bit more positive, a little more inviting and friendly. That's all I'm
I mean,
saying.
he's so awakened and he has to listen to all of these mediocre humans ask the same questions and he has to again be like, good day. He does like this
He's a
thing where it's
weirdo.
like, I've showed you Bashar. What
He's
do you
a
think of him?
weirdo.
I think he's great.
And if you're so enlightened, you're going to be kind. Like God is.
I
loving.
wanted to have him as a guest one day on this podcast, and I think you just blew
well,
it.
I'm sure he'll correct my ass and bring him on.
I think it's possible, because I know what you're saying. I would think if you're that enlightened,
You're gonna
you
be
would have
nice.
that social skill.
Yes.
Right? But then again, I think of maybe enlightened Rain Man. Like, you got a blaring defect.
So time out. You think everyone in the future has autism?
Right.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying this particular person may be lacking so much in one way that they're able to excel in another way.
So how does that
You know
make
what I
you
mean?
Sounds
Like-
very human.
Like,
Isn't
possibly.
enlightened, it doesn't mean smarter necessarily.
No.
Right?
Well,
What are you going to do with that?
enlightened
it means
to me,
more in touch, right?
I like your cameraman
enlightened
style.
to me almost is like you've learned how to be delicate with so many different things and how to be, excel at so many different things. You now have, you now have gone to another level where you're seeing from a different perspective.
Yeah, you could be a jerk off in other
thank
ways.
you. This is my point exactly.
You know what I
Well,
mean? Doesn't make sense.
So
You're nice.
Yeah, that's not
it.
enlightened. That just makes you good at a couple things. in a
Well,
day.
maybe
Right.
enlightened. Well, maybe enlightened wouldn't be the right word for it. Maybe connected, and you can be connected
That's true.
because
You know
you're so clean. Your channels are so clean in certain ways, but then also you have some defects that have to do with other things in life that are going to make other things in life murky.
That sounds
and
like
muddy,
us.
But
I'm on something
that
if
doesn't
that's
sound
going to be
enlightened
enlightened
at
to
all.
be
That
above
sounds-
all that.
right.
For me, I'm just saying.
oh well, I think you're talking about the perfect creature of enlightened, and I bet there are more
So wait a second.
better than that dude. I don't know nothing
I
about
like
that dude.
Bashar.
I'm just saying the possibility of
We
what
have to
I
explore
think.
this further. I love this idea.
Yeah.
How
So that-
things happen sometimes. I just think that there's so many different things you could be good at that, like, to say, maybe he is really great.
But he's not special then.
That's what I mean. He's just
no
like
longer
us.
special then.
We're just giving
He's
power to
just a
some
guy.
Joe
Yeah,
Schmo.
no.
So wait, this dude now, he's just like good at a bunch of other things, but he's a dick. So he's just like anybody else on this earth. So that means
just lost
our
its
future
flavor.
is all fucked because that means in the future we're the same exact selfish, rude
Same
assholes
problem.
that we are today.
Oh no! I don't think he's a future
He goes,
better.
oh, no.
I don't think he's a future better projection of people. You know what I mean? I don't think
part
he's
of the
that.
Essassani aliens. We don't know if the Essassani, they might be advanced technologically, but it doesn't mean they're necessarily kinder, especially because humans aren't necessarily a kind race. So maybe we don't deserve as much kindness as we think we do, especially according to the reptilians. A lot of them aren't fucking with us because a lot of us humans are maniacs. So maybe he's kind of like, ugh, I have to field more questions from these idiot humans.
You just captured it because that's exactly what he's like, and it really rubs me the wrong way. And you
sounds like
could
a
be a
snob.
guest, but I'm gonna fight you on this.
I'm telling you right now. Yeah, I was just gonna say.
No, I don't think Bashar's going to
Oh, by
want
the
to be
way,
a guest now.
Bashar, you're totally invited on this podcast. Don't listen to these haters. I want to hear your
Please.
channel.
Sure, prove us all wrong.
Exactly.
about
Prove us
that one?
wrong.
Well, no,
Right.
prove half
You
of
know
us
better than
wrong.
us. Come onto the show. I challenge you,
I'm a Bashar
I
fan.
challenge you.
Do that again.
But
I challenge you, Bashar.
Oh my gosh.
so listen. I
if you're
think
rude, I will drop you like 7th grade French.
He's totally not
the
going to
way
be
the way you guys put it before was like, humans are not remarkable. He's just
Flawed.
like every other human. I think there's a lot of great humans floating around, and they're great at a bunch of different things. They're all different, and they all have certain flaws and certain huge gifts. You know what I mean? And so, like, no, and I think all of them together as a family, as a group, with all their different gifts, they come together like pieces of a puzzle to enlighten everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not at all, but he's a good part of our team to figure out what's going on here and to bring up the whole race. That's the way I think of it. So I think of, like, every piece to the puzzle, who is like a great person or an angel. I think of them as kind of like angels here. People are a little more
That's a very
awake, a little
enlightened
more
response.
enlightened. So that's kind of the way I think of it.
Okay.
You're more enlightened than Bashar.
I still
I
say
don't want
he's
to say
a
that.
tool.
I want to say I don't know him. I haven't watched a bunch of his stuff. I'm just saying what it could be. You know what I mean?
CG is a very enlightened person.
Yeah.
His
He's
jokes.
open. He's very open.
You're just a very
My
nice
jokes
guy.
are not enlightened.
Genuinely nice person.
Your jokes are.
There's sometimes,
My jokes are in the gutter. They're gutter level.
Yeah.
But other things, I try to keep it
You
classy.
have very good life
I try to keep
perspective.
it classy. Nice.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
I also want to say meditation is very important and connects to all of this. I think meditation can help you channel the other side if you're interested in that. It also helps calm your system. Do you guys meditate? I meditate.
Chris?
I do. I just started really doing it, I guess, more effectively. I always beat myself up about the quality of my meditation. You know, being sober, that's a big thing that we get taught to focus on that. And I never knew how to do it. I always felt like I'm just sitting here staring. I started listening to YouTube stuff. And then I bought this program called Commune. And it's whatever, you pay a fee and you have access to all this really, really good stuff between yoga, meditation. So I started listening to some of the classes and 28 days of meditation. And what I found was I have trouble sleeping. I average about 4.5 hours a night. So what I would do is after my workout in the morning, I would sit down and listen to it and I would pass out. I'd fall asleep for about 20 minutes during the meditation. And I told people that meditate on a regular basis, first of all, they always say, there's no right or wrong. It's just taking the time to try to slow your mind down, but accepting whatever thoughts are coming. And I found that sleep was better than the sleep, just for the 20 minutes, it was better than the sleep I had the night before for 4 hours. And I started to really enjoy it. So, and I actually haven't in the last week or so, but it's a great ritual and it really helps me. And then scientifically, the data shows that it's incredibly powerful for healing of the body. Every part of our physiology improves when we meditate. It's really good for us. So I love it.
Do you meditate, CJ?
I would say every time I lay down at bed at night, I do kind of for like that half hour before I'm asleep.
Yeah.
Because usually I had some sort of medicinal, a small amount.
What kind of things?
And I hate calling them. I hate when they call them drugs because I think that if you, I only think if you use them wrong, they should be called drugs.
Denial ain't just a river in Egypt.
But I think if you use like anything from the earth correctly, then it can only be right. And
I don't agree.
That's where I'm at right now. And I may not, I might change that at some point. I don't know.
Where you're at.
I
think if you can modify it, it's your relationship to everything. So if your relationship to alcohol or love or weed or mushrooms, whatever, is where you can't stop, you don't have the brakes on, then yes, it becomes an addiction. But I think love's the perfect example because you can have healthy love and unhealthy love. And I think that can apply to everything. Chelsea Handler was just talking about it on a podcast. She goes to Canada where a lot of the stuff's legal, but she gets like the cleanest microdoses of things from like her scientist friends or doctor friends. So I think our society, it's like all or nothing almost. It's like people, so then they go crazy with it.
I agree.
Because like we're raised in a certain way usually, where it's like don't touch that, don't touch that, and then it comes like a tidal wave.
Yeah, we're raised with like religion where the rules are really black and white, but then like in real life, very little is real black and white. So it's like, I'm trying to find a kind of a balance with everything, but it's still always like on the path to finding the balance. I don't think it'll ever be. I think it's like always. It's almost like playing darts or something, just always trying to get right down the center, and you get better at it, and some days you're off and some days but you're always trying to get closer to it, right? So usually, the way I do it, honestly, eating like a cap and then watching Planet Earth has been the way I've been doing it lately. Planet Earth's fucking amazing, dude. Planet Earth, there's season 1, season 2, season 3. Show. And for some reason it blows my mind because I don't get the moral. To me, it's so obvious that something engineered all of this stuff.
Of course, right.
A god or whatever, or many gods. I don't know what it is. I don't like to take that liberty of saying what it is. I just like to see like, okay, something designed all these things and the way they all work so perfectly and synergistically. And so when I'm watching that, though, it'll show like the penguins so cute, they're beautiful little families, they huddle together, they have these chicks, and then it's like, something's coming to eat these penguins, and it's like, who made this world? Like, why is it doing this?
It's so
and then so by the end of the thing, I'm like in awe and in horror and all of these things at the same time. It's like, this is the real world. This is what we're working with.
Not to mention the penguin shit. They really make a mess on those icebergs.
Oh, really?
Oh,
yes.
God, yeah.
Yes, they do.
It's a scene.
So it has me come away with like almost more questions almost more questions than answers, but I think there's something deep about that.
Yeah.
I think there's something deep about saying, like, I don't know exactly what's going on. Like, that's more beautiful than an old man who knows everything. He's like, "Ah, just because the fucking,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that's ugly. That's dead.
Right.
That's
Like
fetid.
George Carlin's
You know,
God.
that's
This is a wild version of meditation you got there.
Yeah.
yeah.
It really is.
It's weird. You know what I'm saying? And then lay down in bed, let the stuff come back on me. I
It
also
reminds me of the snake eating itself, because they say that's a metaphor for life, because in order for there to be even manifestation or existence, you had to carve something out of something for there to be something. Because if you believe in reincarnation, you are the penguin, you are the polar bear. So
Right.
it's like you get to be the predator, you get to be the prey, you're experiencing all of it. And I think whatever God, goddess, source energy is, it's everything. So that's why the snake eating itself, it's like
Yeah.
you're all of it. And hopefully, though, as our world heals, maybe nature will heal a little bit. But I think you're always going to have animals eating
Yeah.
other animals, probably.
Yeah, I
just-
think my form of it is just all it needs to be is for me to realize for like a short amount of time during the day that like this is a lot deeper
Yeah.
than what I've been doing all fucking day. This little
Yeah.
shit that I've been doing all fucking day, things are a lot deeper. And for me to get in that space and realize that brings me back.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I think as long as it's that, it can be anything. For
Yeah,
me.
I just want to drop back to drugs and alcohol. so this is for me, and I have
Yeah, yeah.
major bias coming into it because of therapy, because of sobriety, and I used for 32 years, you know, and so it all makes sense for me. It all makes sense now. So if my understanding is that we are supposed to have our own inner resources to help us cope with life, to navigate life, the good and the bad, and move through it. And if I'm using things outside of myself, be it alcohol, drugs, food, sex, religion, work, because I don't have those inner resources to calm myself, to self-soothe myself, that's not the best method for me, because now I'm chasing something outside of me. What I want to do for me is to learn how to develop my inner resources so that I don't need to rely on anything outside of me. I can experience this life in this world. Now, to that point, I use extreme examples, and I do see the world in black and white, and that's not good. I need more gray. But how I look at it is like in a relationship. If I'm with somebody and we're both drinking on a regular basis, the moments that we're drinking together or we're getting high or we're smoking weed, I think we'd all agree, we're altered in that moment. We are definitely altered, chemically altered. So for me, then I'm not really me. I'm an altered version of me in that time when I'm with that person. And if let's say I'm sober and I'm with somebody that's using whatever they're using, they're not really there. I'm with them physically, but mentally their mind is not with me. It's altered. They're in another place. So the more I think about that as I stay sober, thank God, one day at a time, I don't want that. I want to be lucid. I want to be there, good or bad. You know, even in the tough times, I want to be there present so I can start to to count on my inner resources to navigate whatever strife I'm going through, or the good things, that I'm really present in that situation. That's my take on it. You know, I mention it only because everyone has their own take, and it's okay. I just want to, there is this take on it too, and I think it's important.
Yeah, and I would never want to try to talk you out of your sobriety or anything like that. But I do
It
think
feels like you guys are trying to
No,
get me to
no, no.
relapse. It just
In-
feels like a big relapse fest.
Oh no. But I think what you
Relapse
were
Fest
saying
2026.
about like you
Welcome,
Going
friends.
down. I'm sorry.
All are invited.
You mentioned food, right? So
Yeah.
I'm going to say once again, it's your relationship to the thing, because
Yeah.
some people have a really
You're
poor
right.
relationship
You're right.
to food. So I think there's always deeper, or water. No, there's always a deeper
sorry.
relationship. There's always, I think, a deeper thing, right? It's like if you're trying to fill the void with something to a large degree, you're going to fill it either with alcohol,
Whatever,
weed,
right.
food, even vaping.
Oh,
Do you know what I mean?
that was nice. Kick him when he's down.
No,
Hey,
I'm
how's your
saying-
vapes doing there?
Pointed
Any
to-
vapor?
she pointed directly
I
to
think
his
most,
vape.
I think
when
most
she said
humans,
that was unnecessary.
Most humans have vices because it's a very hard world. And do I
Yeah.
think, yes, it would be lovely to heal enough to be your own and have your own inner resources.
Right.
But I think if you're, obviously you need to eat. If your relationship to food
Why did you
is
look at my
healed-
stomach when you said
no,
that?
I'm not. I'm saying because it's like you don't need to drink alcohol, but no matter what, you need to eat unless you're a
Yeah.
breatharian, which none of us here.
Breatharian?
Yes,
I've
there
never
are
heard
some
that.
people who truly live off prana, life force they don't
Get
eat.
out of here.
There is a man
What's
in
their
India.
waistline?
But he's very thin.
Yeah, I bet.
But my point is once again, I think
Air
for you,
doesn't have a lot of protein.
anyway, for
He
you,
ain't jacked.
sobriety
This guy's
makes
closet eating,
sense
right?
Yes.
with
That's how he's staying
alcohol
alive, right?
and stuff like
Right.
that. But I think for someone who can have a glass of red wine
Enjoy, right.
and it has antioxidants, I don't drink wine, so I'm not even saying it for myself.
Right.
But there are some people
That can deal
who
with
can
that.
have like a low edible gummy, you know what I mean, low dose,
Right.
and it's almost like a glass of wine. So I just think there are so many gray areas, but what you're
I
saying
agree,
is
I
we're
agree.
all unique beings with a
Right.
unique vibration, and you have to feel into your truth and what makes you
Right.
the most optimal human you can be.
And
for
you guys do this, and CG does the same. I agree.
Yeah.
but we're not
I
perfect,
think-
that's for sure.
And I
Like,
think wherever like you're at, like, cause I think wherever you're at in like your evolution, like wherever you came from, your ancestry and stuff like that, and where you're at in your evolution, what you're trying to build at that moment, everything you're thinking might be right for exactly what you need right there in that moment.
It's your story.
And then, but I always keep my head open to that might change as I go a little further, as I evolve a little more.
Right.
What I need may change. And so
Exactly.
keep open to it. Never think like, I know I have the prescription right now and it's perfect.
There you go.
Even though I wanna have it as perfect as possible in the moment.
Right.
I do my exact recipe for like feeling good, looking good, feeling
All the
clean,
time.
lot of energy, good mood, you
Yeah.
know, all of that, and like very few waves, like pretty consistent energy.
Yeah.
That's what I want. And so
Yeah.
whatever that recipe is may change as I go on.
And it's different
But-
for all of us, right?
Exactly.
What works
like-
for me could kill you, you know? You know what we
Yeah.
didn't get?
Exactly.
I'd love to get, because I know you have a pretty wild drug history, cameraman.
What else?
So I'd love to hear some of your story.
He said, no.
Yeah, I mean, how many bottles of scotch have you drank in your life?
Maybe one.
Is that right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you know what's happening right now? He's like, you know, sooner or later there will be a reveal.
of who it is.
I need to downplay this topic real good.
Well, I'm going to get into our next topic
Let's do
anyway.
it.
Okay,
Dave, I'm
I
only
want to
kidding.
talk
He doesn't
about
do that.
CERN. CERN is the European Organization for Nuclear Research. It operates the world's largest particle physics laboratory near Geneva. Its primary mission is to investigate the fundamental structure of the universe using complex high-energy particle accelerators. So I just want to say, I do believe CERN is opening up portals. I think they're kind of open about that. Maybe they're not. It's a little nerve-wracking to think that people have this advanced technology and might be fucking with things they shouldn't be messing with, especially if they're combining it with occult magic. But I would love your guys' thoughts on CERN and if they're messing with things they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
And I do think there are
what
consequences.
what are things that you shouldn't be messing with? As far as trying to find out what the universe is and what the limits are and what we can do, what are we saying is stuff you shouldn't be messing with?
I think when you do blood rituals and combine it with a nuclear reactor kind of thing, I think
Tell me more.
you don't know what deities you're bringing in. Or maybe they do know because they're calling on specific deities. But I think our soul is important. So I think it's not worth it to mix blood occult magic with, I don't want to say even mix. Blood magic, occult magic, that's already getting a little dangerous. Occult magic's fine if there's no blood rituals or killing in it. But when you're combining it with like really sophisticated advanced technology, you're just getting in the danger zone, in my opinion.
Can I catch up for a second? Who's combining the CERN
what I wanna know.
particle collider
nuclear
with blood
facility, they're
magic?
drinking
I
blood.
don't get it.
Elites, people who are connected to CERN and
And the
stuff.
elites are having
How do we
blood
do that,
rituals
though?
at the nuclear facility?
That's what I've heard.
I've never heard this. And it sounds
I've heard.
preposterous, frankly.
Well, so does Bigfoot, my friend.
Oh, well, you're really digging in with the vapes, the Bigfoot. Wow. There's just no
Look,
heart. in
I'm
this.
I'm
telling
just saying,
you.
you got to give us more background to this, though, because you're jumping straight into like
quite a leap.
blood rituals and
We'll wait
CERN
till the
at the same
deities,
time.
the deities that are coming through these
No,
portals
I'm just
can be
saying.
the ones
I'm just
to
saying,
enlighten
backpedal a
y'all.
little bit and tell me how it's connected.
Well,
I didn't
they
know.
saw,
Bring
there was
me
like
in.
video that was getting leaked on the internet of like them doing a ritual around the portal at CERN, and then they were like, oh, it was just a joke.
We talk about science.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do they mix the blood rituals? So whatever's coming through that portal physically exists somewhere else?
Yeah, so there are stargates and
I mean, that's
portals
quantum
in different
physics.
places. I heard that Iran has one of the stargates, and that's one of the reasons why we're also at war is this stargate. That's just what I've heard and believe.
And believe, by the way.
But yeah, I feel like the truth is that there are deities and beings, alien beings, different species that have been on Earth for thousands of years, and they have passed ancient knowledge, occult magic, blood ritual knowledge on. Also, we know a lot of different types of advanced technology that a lot of it's hidden. But yes, there was footage of a ritual going on around this portal, and then they tried to say something like, "Oh, it was a joke," or "It was a this." Who at CERN does joke rituals? You know what I mean? Like that, you're busy scientists, and now you're doing joke rituals in robes. I don't
Baby,
think so.
hold on. Who made this? So there was a video of someone doing a blood ritual at the CERN particle collider,
Yeah.
and it was a TikTok.
Don't say that because
dude,
you're
I'm
saying
trying to
TikTok,
ask where
like
this came
TikTok's
from.
not a legitimate source to get
I am
information.
about the TikTok, dog. Okay, I am
right,
about
this-
it. I'm just saying.
This is what I believe. You can believe it's preposterous, but I think
Hey, I
this
think
is going
anything.
on.
I think anything.
And
is
I
free
think
happening.
the
thinkers.
elites, have a lot more information than they let on. And yeah, I think they're mixing advanced tech with occult stuff. And I think it's going to get weirder and weirder. I think the Miami Mall incident that I sent you as a topic, I've showed you a little bit about this. This was like, I think 2 years ago, maybe even more, where people said they saw, I think it was like about 8 foot tall, or no, I guess that would be
taller.
taller, 8 to 10 feet,
Yeah, that's what they said.
of these interdimensional alien-like shadow beings. And there were like all the police cars like from everywhere came. And then later on they tried to say it was a big fight, but like everyone's footage went missing because people said they had footage. If you read the comments from users on TikTok, there are people who were there and they're like, my footage got wiped. There was one person who was a witness speaking out about it. Now he's locked up and no one even knows why. Like people saw these things. So I think the portals that are being opened, they're being opened and some of these interdimensional beings are coming out. But I mean, they took care of it. The police came, because I would think, you know, if these shadow aliens were there, oh, we're all fucked. Like there's no, what are you going to tell the shadow aliens? Get back in your portal. But somehow,
You're supposed to stand up straight. Like if a grizzly bear comes, and you're supposed to just stand your ground. I heard that makes the shadow people go away.
he's lying. But maybe it would work. I don't know.
So wait, who's the people from the future? Again, I'm gonna bring this one back up. Who's the people from the future?
Like, what do you mean?
Like, there's people that say they're from the future here, right?
Oh, yeah.
So again, why don't we ask them?
Well, we need to get them on the podcast.
Let's get these people. Let's ask them questions. About
That's
this.
that.
I
that's
do
the
believe
part-
there are people from the future.
Well, this is either that right there. That is that right there. That's either you are or you aren't, and we're gonna know.
Right. So that's my problem with all this. You hear these stories. Okay, mankind is very good at investigating things and trying to prove or not prove. And I know there could be a powers that be that won't allow the investigation. But what about the guy in Minnesota, the young kid that did with the orphanages, whatever it was, the child care centers? Okay, he went out and investigated it. Why can't? We're all interested in this. Let's have a real investigation. Get all the players that were involved and interview them. Have them sign affidavits and piece the whole thing together.
Well, just
all
like
hearsay at
I
this
think it's
point.
linked to the missing scientists. There are real implications to speaking out if people don't want certain information.
I
now.
agree with you.
And think about Bigfoot. There are so many witnesses, so many people who have seen Bigfoot and
Right.
talk about it, and yet why is it not common knowledge yet?
And,
you know?
and to your point, that many of those sightings, people, when the forest ranger comes in and they interview, what'd you see? The people are told you did not see a Bigfoot, you saw a bear, and that is going to be what you talk about when people
I
ask.
think there's
Exactly.
a huge element in this, though. Like, Bigfoot, there would be no reason, really, for the government to be like, we have to figure out if this is right or wrong. And then them to put things together to have a huge investigation. Because, like, Bigfoot's not just, like, killing all sorts of people or, you know what I mean? They only
according
put...
to what I
they do
just saw,
hurt people.
they are.
Sorry.
And
They
there's,
are killing
there's a lot
people.
of...
Yeah, I think I sent you. They did. Remember they did that whole frequency thing of like reports missing people. Remember?
Oh,
that whole
yeah,
thing I sent
it was
you?
unbelievable.
They used AI to figure
I forgot
out.
we had to talk about
yeah.
that. Oh my
I
God.
sent you that whole thing.
Yes. So I'll just quickly speak to that if you don't mind. Is that all right? We
Of
can go
course.
off topic. Okay. So David sent me an article. The cameraman, the infamous cameraman that shall go
Why am I
nameless.
infamous? I don't.
I don't know. We like to build
What,
the
did I do
story.
something
He's
terrible?
not infamous.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he's not
He's
single.
kind of an ominous presence.
No,
I'm not gonna say he's infamous,
Oh,
but he's like
ominous,
ominous.
meaning like
He's behind the
omnipotent?
camera, judging us, putting in some different
He's
ideas.
not ominous.
He's
I
kind
thought
of-
you meant
he's kind of-
omnipotent, like Wizard of Oz.
He's smarter
He's
than us,
potent.
and therefore,
He's
when
potent.
we are judged when we're
Potent.
stupid from it. So it's like he's
Impotent.
not infamous, but
Omnivorous.
Infamous is not. Yeah, I don't know if we.
infamous.
I just
wasn't
want to
it?
know why you
don't-
have to wear a black leather mask when you're doing camera
Ominous.
work.
Ominous is what I
He's
would
a
like
gimp
to say.
on the side.
Ominous is bad.
Well, it's a negative connotation. It's like there's a
for some
fear.
people.
There's a fear that you bring, being that
No, he doesn't.
there's a very intelligent presence,
Like a dark energy.
judging
No.
intelligently inferior people who are talking. You know what I mean?
Like,
not
yeah,
inferior.
Like,
I'm intelligent inferior to him.
satanic
No, not at
almost.
all.
Inferiorly
I
intelligent.
mean, I guess I am a
satanic.
bit inferior.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, guys. Let's be real.
Let's.
David,
like-
David's pretty
Why
smart.
don't we turn the cameras around and show? David, get on the
No,
camera.
no.
I'm gonna. Man, I'm gonna be
know.
walking with a pep in my step. Look at this.
Anyway, say what you were going to say.
What were we
Chris.
talking about anyway?
You were gonna tell us
The-
about the thing I sent you.
the Bigfoot possible murders?
So
or
listen to this. So this now again. Now I have to investigate whether this is a legit. It seems legit, but everything now is altered, right? So the story that was told, and I hope it's true, and I'm trying to drill down on it to find out, but it was incredible. So you have there's a map of all the sightings in the United States of Bigfoot over the last 100 years, right? So there are dots on the map. It's an incredible depiction of all these sightings. So David said to me,
I didn't say it.
well, I'm sorry.
I
David sent
sent
me
you
the
a YouTube
article.
video. It was a YouTube video that I sent you.
And what they did was they were searching for, they used AI.
Using data.
Yes.
They're using all the data with AI to figure out the plausibility of a something existing
Yes.
for real, like as an actual.
all the
creature.
factors.
Right.
They plugged it all into, right? The algorithm, did they use? Did they use an algorithm?
It's a big.
Help me out.
Yeah.
All right. So what they found was, now if you remember me talking about David Paulides, National Parks 411, where there's clusters of people that go missing in national parks that are completely vanished. They're not killed by animals. They have professional searchers look for these people and they are gone. No forensic evidence. 1,600 people over the last 100 years. Here's the thing that came out of the AI that was unexpected. Most of the sightings of Bigfoot are in the areas where there are clusters of missing people. So that is lending to say that there could be a connection
Was
between
there something
them.
about water too? There's something
Well,
regarding water. Wasn't there a connection?
Absolutely.
With
Well,
water
there's
and, like-
definitely a correlation with precipitation and Bigfoot sightings.
Well,
100%.
I think. What they're saying is, those were areas that were rich in natural resources,
Yes.
food, water, like all of those things. So that's
Which would make
where-
sense.
Which would make sense if it was a breeding population. and
Absolutely.
really-
They need cover. They need precipitation.
I think again, if it is, it's obviously an animal of sorts.
Yes.
I don't know if I believe the interdimensional being.
How do you
thing we've
explain
talked
them
about before,
disappearing?
but
How do you explain the reports of them pixelating and vanishing? Or
I don't
UFO
know that they're.
sightings?
I don't know that they are. I think. Don't forget
But
something.
that's
Wait,
the
well, hold on.
report.
Wait, time out. I got something for you.
You're demeaning.
I think the.
You're
so
being
no,
like
wait,
Bashar.
wait, wait.
You're being like Bashar.
Think about this.
Go
Think
on.
about this for a second. I think they say we got to check this out. We can look this up. I think they say 7 out of 10 people who are attacked by a tiger and survive don't know what attacked them. Did you ever heard this?
No, I haven't. But that
It's an
makes sense.
orange and black fucking creature on a green background.
They come from behind.
We don't even know what happened. So that's my point, is when something is skilled at being camouflaged, doesn't matter how big, what color, anything, yeah, of course it's going to look pixelated and disappear. That doesn't mean that it actually physically happened. It means that they're really
We'll
good at
see
camouflage.
Pump the
UFO
brakes.
stuff around them.
Yeah, pump the brakes,
Spears.
guys.
Pump the brakes.
So what I'm
Wow.
offering up for you here.
Is a crackpot explanation.
No, it's an actual animal, and it doesn't have to be anything above that.
May I
It could be a breeding population.
Okay, 2 of the stories that I can refer to, I can point you right to the stories themselves. When they describe pixelation,
No.
there was no predation. Is that the word? They were sitting in a tree. The one was hunting in a tree
I like
stand.
predation.
Mira que tienes cosa. That she saw about 30 yards away
Who?
this woman hunting. It's an incredible story. We don't have time for it all now, but she's in a tree stand on her property, and like 30 yards away, she sees this pixelated being in the trees, and it's moving from tree to tree. She was under no threat. at all. So there's no predator there. Then the cop that saw the Bigfoot walking and started to pixelate, the Bigfoot was just walking. There was no predation. Is that the word? Satanic predation?
I think what we need to do now is go.
I like that we
have these
know what
people's
you
eyes
are
to-
saying, so it's all good.
I think you know
Whether it's
what
in
we're
the
gonna have to.
dictionary or
We're
not.
gonna have to.
Let's dig deep on
Let's go
this.
find these people and let's pay for their eye tests. Let's see how good.
Oh, here
their-
we go. Now
their
we're doing
eyesight
Bashar
is.
again. This is
Oh,
when he goes
man.
into the Bashar reptilian jerky.
Let's do that. Let's do. You know
Yeah.
what?
How about we really investigate it scientifically?
Look,
If he really
guys,
turned into
this
Bashar,
is-
he'd be channeling his higher alien self. Bashar's not even mean.
But
He's
Chris
a
said he's mean.
tool.
I believe Chris. I don't know this guy.
He's
I don't even know
not.
what he looks like. I'm just having
You're
fun.
like my daughter. You guys have this thing for Bashar.
Who, Jess?
Yeah, Jess.
Hi, Jess.
this was my point. I don't know if it necessarily means, because there aren't these investigations into these things, I don't think it necessarily means a cover-up or a conspiracy that there aren't the investigations. I think it can mean, a lot of the time, that someone in a government agency has to say, all right, with our budget, we have all these projects to do. We need to start this other project. It's investigating Bigfoot. That's going to be hard for anybody to do in any position at any job.
Right.
So I do think there's already a block on investigations like this happening, just 'cause the way that society's structured.
That's true.
And so, like,
There's some of that.
so that may hold it up too. So
Right.
it doesn't make me automatically think conspiracy, even though it's not. I do think there could be cover-up, especially with like those doctors that went missing.
Why cover-ups?
That makes me
Well,
think.
I follow a CIA
Because
guy.
it's all linked. They don't want it all out. The
they-
UFOs, everything.
The way the guy explained it to the CIA guy said, he goes, listen, when what the government can't control, they do not want it out to the public. If they can't
Right.
understand it and control it, they are definitely not going to let the public know about it. And that would be things like UFO, Bigfoot. They can't understand what's happening, so they're going to hide it. They're gonna-
That makes sense the way you just explained it. If they, because they are worried, if it's something they can't control and they can't say to you, but everything's okay because we're taking this action. If it's something like that, because that's what they have to do. When a catastrophe happens, they have to tell you, this is what happens,
Keep
but
the
this
peace.
is why it's okay now because we're taking these next steps.
Right.
So somebody's on the motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like,
But I think
that
it's
now.
also that they don't want some of the advanced technology out there. I
Agreed.
think it also ties into the fossil fuel industry, et cetera. And we got to wrap up soon, you guys.
Yeah, okay. That's
I know,
sad.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Everyone, thank you for listening. You can follow me on TikTok and Instagram at the Kate Wolf.
I'm cg.wolf at Instagram and TikTok. Yes, I think so.
I think it's Chris.Kelly89 on TikTok, and this is the Irish gang sign. Look, heart. We're lovers, not fighters. Okay,
Beautiful.
thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Y'all the best.
You all come back now here.
Yes!